The sun rose slowly over the golden sands of Nubia, bathing the black stone pyramids in warmth. The Nile shimmered like a serpent of light, breathing life into the land. In Meroe, the royal city, drums echoed in the distance, life waking up. This was a land of power and elegance, of kings who spoke to gods and daughters who dreamed of freedom. In a garden of lotus and papyrus, Princess Amanirina walked barefoot, her gold-threaded dress brushing against the soft grass. She was beauty carved in bronze, sharp eyes, dignified posture, but a quiet sadness lingered. She was born into duty, not desire. She stopped to look at a bird in flight. "Free," she whispered. "What does that feel like?" Trumpets blared, dust swirled, the gates opened, and the soldiers entered, dragging behind them the spoils of conquest, chariots, gold, and people. Among the prisoners was a man who didn't bow. His tunic was torn, but his back was straight. Kimeth, an architect of Pharaoh's temples, now a captive of Kush. Amanirina walked from her shaded pavilion as Kimeth lifted a sandstone block. He wasn't just building, he was telling a story in silence. Their eyes met, just a moment, but it crackled like lightning. In that instant, something ancient stirred between them, something neither of them could name yet. The desert wind brought many things to Kush: dust, whispers, and sometimes strangers. One morning, the guards found him near the cataracts of the Nile, wounded, barely breathing. He called himself Kimeth, a former Egyptian soldier turned fugitive. But when Queen Amanirina looked into his eyes, she saw not an enemy, but a familiar loneliness. As he healed in the palace garden, the queen would watch from her balcony. Once she descended, disguised in linen, her crown left behind. "Do you speak our tongue?" she asked. Kimeth nodded. "Enough to know I should thank you, or fear you." She smiled. "You would know which in time." Days became weeks. The queen brought scrolls of poetry to the garden. He could not read them, but he listened, and then one day, he answered with his own words from the Nile. They sat knee to knee, two rulers of ruined paths. One evening, she placed her hand on his scarred wrist. "What brought you to the edge of death?" He whispered, "Betrayal." She asked, "Then we are kin." They did not kiss, not yet, but the silence between them grew louder than any touch. Their love was a flower that bloomed in shadow. In the stillness of the night, she left her royal chambers and crossed the courtyard barefoot. He waited in the old temple rooms where no guards wandered. There, under a sky freckled with stars, she removed her gold earrings. He brushed sand from her feet. "I was a weapon," he whispered, "but you made me a man." She cupped his face. "And you? Remind me I am more than a crown." They made love in silence, not out of shame, but because words would have shattered the sacredness of the moment. But peace does not last in kingdoms born from war. Rome had returned, stronger, crueler, demanding tribute. Amanirina, the warrior queen, would not bow, but Kimeth had once worn Roman silver. The council whispered, "He's a spy, he's Egyptian, he's hers." She tried to protect him. "Stay within the palace, say nothing," he whispered. "If you ride to battle, so do I." She kissed him like a dying star. "If you come with me, they will call it betrayal, but if you stay behind, I will call it that." A Roman envoy was found dead. poison and his satchel letters in Kemet's hand. He swore it wasn't him. She believed him, but belief could not silence her counsel. At the execution pyre, she stood tall, dressed in mourning white. Then she spoke. Kemet shall not die. He shall live to suffer the weight of what we have lost. Drums of celebration beat through the palace. The king's voice thundered over the courtyard. Amanirena would marry the son of a noble house, an alliance of strength. Her lips smiled, but her heart cracked. Kemet stood nearby, unseen in the crowd. Her gaze drifted to him, and his turned away. Come with me, Kemet pleaded. We'll sail south, disappear. We can be free. No, she choked. If I run, I destroy my people's future. You will give up your soul for them? I have already. Their kiss tasted of salt, tears, and river mist. That night, she found him once more by the courtyard pillar he had built. She gave him her necklace, an amulet from her mother. No words, she said. They kissed under the stars as the wind carried their final silence across the palace walls. And then, he was gone. Time passed. Amanirena became queen. She was wise, bold, led armies, signed treaties, protected her people. But in the solitude of night, she would walk to the edge of her balcony and look north towards the Nile. No tears, just memories. In the garden where the acacia once stood, there is now a stone pillar, simple, smooth, with no inscription. Only Amanirena knew its story. It was love, real, short-lived, eternal in history. They wrote of war, but love is carved in silence and still stands.